And this is where we're going to learn some properties of exponents. So write these in exponential form. Well, 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, that's 4 sevens, so that's 7 to the 4th. This is 7 to the 3rd times 7. And the third one is 7 squared times 7 squared. But. This is all multiplication. And whenever you have all multiplication or all addition, there are two properties that come into play. The fact that they are commutative, meaning they can be done in any order they want, and the fact that they can be grouped in any order they want. Meaning, parentheses are kind of pointless, and the order you write them down in is kind of pointless. So long, again, as it's all multiplication or all addition. So this is the same as 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, which means 7 to the 3rd times 7 is the same thing as 7 to the 4th. And this is 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, which means 7 squared times 7 squared is the same thing as 7 to the 4th. What I'm showing you here is if you have the same base multiplied together with different powers, or even the same power for that matter, you can write it as a single version by adding the exponents. 7 squared times 7 squared, 2 plus 2 is 4. 7 to the 3rd times 7, 3 plus the invisible 1. Told you that would come back. 3 plus the invisible 1 is 4. So that's a rule. Write this out in expanded form to simplify. Okay, so expanded form would look like this. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. The denominator will have 5 times 5 times 5. Think back, when you deal with fractions and multiplication, you are allowed to simplify. Meaning, so long as I've got multiple copies of the same thing, I can cancel them. That leaves me with 2 5s in the numerator. That is 5 squared. And hey, look, isn't that convenient? 5 minus 3 is 2. Am I showing you something? Yes. When dividing powers with the same base, subtract the exponents. A minus b, of course. Above it was 5 minus 3. See what happens when we try this nonsense. 4 to the 4th divided by 4 to the 4th. So first we do it with the new rule. So the new rule says, since it's the same base, we should be able to make this 4 to the 4 minus 4, which means it's 4 to the 0. It says write it out long form and cancel. Okay, so I need 4 4s, and below that I need 4 more 4s. And when I cancel, everything cancels. So the question is, what's left? And to solve that, I need you to think for a second and say, okay, what is anything divided by itself? And you should be saying 1. Anything divided by itself is 1, Mr. Noy. And you're right, anything divided by itself is 1. So wouldn't 4 to the 4th divided by 4 to the 4th be 1? Because it's something divided by itself. And that's what happens, you have to remember. When everything cancels, it doesn't leave nothing behind. It leaves 1 behind. So this winds up becoming 1 over 1, which is actually 1. Whoops. Didn't mean to go back to the top there. This is the last rule. And it's called the zero power rule. Any number, any value, anything raised to 0 power by rule is equal to 1.